Hello everyone, I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you for joining us today for our spectacular press conferences. I say that because we have 4 title fights coming to you on the card right here from the Star in Frisco at the Ford Center. So we are going to split today's press conference into 2 parts, if you will. So the first part of the press conference will be the 2 fights that are opening the co-main and main event on the ESPN portion of the telecast. So we're going to speak to the fighters up here. First, they will take pictures, face off, and then we will bring up the ESPN Plus portion of the broadcast after that. So you're going to get to hear from all fighters. As I mentioned, 4 title fights on the card on Saturday night, 3 of them world title fights. The first, airing on ESPN at 9 p.m. local time, features a 12-round fight for the vacant IBF world title between Isa Chaniev and Richard Commey. They are both here. And also a 12-round WBO world title fight in the main event on ESPN. Features the champ Oscar Valdez returning to the ring against Carmine Tommasone. That is going to be the televised main event on ESPN. Tickets are still available for the fight on Saturday night. You can go to SeatGeek.com. They start at $25. It's going to be a stacked card. We have 9 total fights for you on the card. It starts on ESPN Plus at 6 p.m. local time. Then we switch over to the 2 fights on ESPN local time, 9 o'clock, and then we wrap up with the co-main and main event, Teofimo Lopez versus Diego Magdaleno, opening up on ESPN Plus, and then the main event on ESPN Plus is the light heavyweight championship of the world, Eleider Alvarez defending the title against Sergey Kovalev in the main event on ESPN Plus. Just a little bit of information for you. We'll recap it all as we get started. But before we talk to the fighters and their representatives, I'm going to open it up now to top-ranked President Todd DeBuff for some comments about just the quality of the card we're bringing here to Frisco, Texas on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you everybody for showing up. First of all, I'd like to thank the local, the Dallas Cowboys, Chad Estes, legends, and really being aggressive to say, let's start something, let's build this market, let's look at big events, let's look at a special weekend, which obviously they love this weekend with the Super Bowl on Sunday. So thank you for everything. And finally, thank you to ESPN, who really has been a wonderful partner and has really looked at this from a different dynamic. And, putting this show together, originally we had Oscar's fight on January 12th, and we just thought of, being creative and putting everything together and give him a big window before the Super Bowl and the IBF lightweight title. Put that on ESPN and move the light heavyweight fight into the ESPN Plus, and then throw in a little takeover, whatever that nonsense is. So we just felt we really love this. It's creative, it's new, it's fresh. It's not the same old, and everybody that comes along and is working with us together, and the fighters and their managers and their teams and their promoters, it couldn't happen without us all being flexible and open to trying different things. So I want to thank everybody. This is going to be a terrific card. When we put all this together, somebody said to me, this is really a pay-per-view card. It is a pay-per-view card from top to bottom. You have, a global appeal, world titles, significant world titles, and in great weight classes. So Christina, I'm going to throw it back to you. Everybody tune in and buy tickets. It's going to be a terrific night.
Thank you, Todd. As Todd mentioned, it's not just the four fighters that you see up here. There's another 4 fighters fighting in title fights. And then on the undercard, we have some up-and-coming young talent. We have Janibek Alimkuli from Kazakhstan, another great fighter out of the Igis Klimas stable. He's on the undercard. We have an undefeated featherweight prospect who's 13-0 with 6 KOs, Jason Sanchez, who's now part of the top-ranked family. So doors open at 5:30. Get here early, get your money's worth, check out all 9 fights, and make sure you tune over, if you have ESPN Plus, the streaming service, you can watch all the undercards there before switching over to ESPN, then back, as I mentioned, to ESPN Plus. But we'll walk you through it all week long leading up to the fights. Let's start off now with our first title fight that's going to open the night. It is the vacant IBF lightweight world title fight. A lot of eyes will be on this fight, not just because of the talent of the two fighters involved, but there's been rumors, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet for sure, but the winner could be facing Vasily Lomachenko in a unification fight. So, but first things first, they're focused on each other. Let's start now to talk to Isa Chaniev. Isa, 13-1, 6 knockouts. This is the first time you're fighting in the United States. We have a translator? Thank you so much. How does it feel being here in the United States and getting to show your skills to the U.S. audience?
Иса, это первый раз, что ты дерешься в Соединенных Штатах. Каково это, какие ощущения у тебя, что ты чувствуешь, как ты хочешь выступить перед американской публикой?
Добрый день всем. Я первый раз дерусь в Штатах, и мне это очень нравится. Я давно хотел здесь драться в Штатах, показать свой бокс именно здесь. И я очень рад, я готов. Послезавтра я покажу свой. И вы все 2 февраля увидите.
Saying I'm very happy, I'm very pleased that I have a chance to showcase myself, showcase my skills here in front of such a big arena on the ESPN. I'm ready for whatever, and I'm here to win. Thank you so much.
You've won 3 fights in a row since your only loss in May 2017. You get the call, you get the opportunity to fight for a world title against Richard Commey here. What does it mean to you to get this opportunity at this point in your career, especially knowing what is on the line if you win this fight?
У тебя было 3 победных боя после твоего единственного поражения в карьере. Ты сейчас настроен, что для тебя значит этот бой с Коми и что он тебе даст нового?
Ну, я в этом бою, даже в этом бою я не проиграл, но я скажу, что этот бой для меня самый главный, и я как никогда настроен на этот бой, и я как никогда готов к этому бою. Мы очень серьезно готовились, моя команда в меня верит, я верю в себя, и все остальное не важно, мне остальные другие мнения меня не волнуют.
I never lost a fight. The loss that I have on my record, I never lost that fight. So I'm ready for this fight. I prepare as hard as never before. This is the most important fight in my life right now. And my team trusts in me. I trust in myself. And other things doesn't matter to me.
Isa, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
If we can get everybody in the back just to turn, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. These guys hit hard, but some of them are kind of soft-spoken, so I want everyone in the cameras to be able to pick up what you're saying here. Now to your opponent, Richard Commey, good to see you again. You're joined up here by your trainer, Andre Rozier. You're a Dibella Entertainment fighter. Who says Top Rank can't work with other promoters? We got Dibella fight. We got all kinds of co-promoters up here on this card. And Richard, you get this opportunity to fight for a vacant world title because you earned the spot. You're ranked #1. Let's first ask Andre how your training camp went for this fight, being that he's getting an opportunity once again to fight for a world title.
Oh, we've had a wonderful training camp. We are fortunate and blessed enough to have elite fighters that were his sparring partners, from Chris Algieri, Curtis Stevens, Alex Vargas, Saddam Ali. This was a fantastic group, and they encompassed Richard in a lot of hard work, but they always gave him the confidence to believe that he was going to be the IBF lightweight champion of the world. And he worked his butt off for it, and I think on Saturday night, everyone will see why this young man is special.
Richard, did you think after the loss to Robert Easter, did you know you were going to kind of have to put your nose to the ground and work hard? Because I feel like you always sensed you would get your opportunity once again to fight for a world title. This is a dream come true for you to have a second opportunity.
Definitely, after Robert Easter fight, I still feel like I won that fight. So I keep working. I've got good management, and then I met Andre. So I feel like it's a whole thing for me. I got to do this, and I keep working, and then I am today.
Where you're from in Ghana, Accra, they have produced more world champions per capita than any other place in the entire world, what would it mean to you? I mean, you're talking about Azuma Nelson, you're talking about Claudia, you're talking about Ike Corley. What would it mean to have your name mentioned alongside the greats from Accra to
Man,
be a
it
world
means the
champion?
whole world for me. I mean, this is what I've been looking for. You know, this is the opportunity that I've been looking for since I started boxing. And thank God, you know, I've got the opportunity to fight come Saturday. You know, so definitely a win must be for me. You know, I have to win this fight. I have to win it, no matter what. I have to win this fight. It means a whole lot for me. You know, and I don't really know. I mean, it's all about winning. That's it.
Have you studied any tape on it? I know he got to watch you fight Denis Shanikov. He was there in person. Have you seen him fight?
Not really. I haven't seen him fight.
That's your job, right, Coach? You watch the tape, right? All right. Well, we'll see them get to throw in some leather on Saturday night in our opening bout on ESPN. Thank you very much. Thank you. We look forward to Saturday night. We'll tune it now to our main event, which is a 12-round WBO world title fight in the featherweight division. We're going to start now with the challenger in Carmine Tommasone. Carmine, welcome here to Frisco area. Carmine is 19-0 with 5 knockouts. We will use the translator for him as well, since my Italian's not too good. Thank you very much for your help. Carmine, like Isa, this is your first fight here in the United States. What do you think about the opportunity when you got that phone call that you were going to get to challenge Oscar Valdez for an opportunity to win a world title? What was that moment like for you?
Carmine, questa è la tua prima volta negli Stati Uniti. Come ti sei sentito quando ti hanno chiamato per dirti che combattevi per il titolo mondiale?
Beh sì, da professionista è la prima volta che combatto negli Stati Uniti, da amatore già ci sono stato. Per me è stato come un regalo di Natale, perché questa notizia è arrivata nel periodo di Natale, quindi sono soddisfatto di questa cosa e mi sono preparato al 100%.
I fought in America as an amateur, but first time as professional. When I got the call, it was like early Christmas presents, because it was early December, and I'm prepared well for this opportunity.
3 Italian fighters have won world titles here in the United States. What would it mean to you to become the 4th Italian fighter to win a world title?
3 italiani hanno già vinto il titolo mondiale negli Stati Uniti. Cosa sarebbe per te diventare il 4º pugile italiano con questo?
Beh, diventare il 4º pugile italiano a vincere un titolo mondiale negli Stati Uniti penso che è un sogno di ogni pugile, è un sogno che si realizza.
Became the 4th Italian boxer to win a title in the United States would be every boxer's dream, so it would be a huge opportunity.
Let me ask you, does it bother you at all that people are calling this a tune-up fight for Oscar Valdez? Do you understand the lingo?
Ti dà fastidio che la gente pensi che questo è solamente un match di rodaggio per Valdez?
No, questa cosa non mi dà fastidio, perché sono consapevole dei miei mezzi, di come mi sono preparato e di tutto, anzi questo è un motivo in più per fare bella figura sabato sera.
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm confident in my skills. This would be an opportunity to show my skill.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Pure nella qualificazione olimpica, quando sono andato a fare qualificazione olimpica sono partito da sfavorito e poi sono stato l'unico a qualificarmi e a vincere pure il primo match alle Olimpiadi, quindi
I was an underdog when I was going to qualify for the Olympic, and at the end I was the only one who qualified.
Now you're here fighting for a world championship, so thank you again. Appreciate you. Looking forward to Saturday night. Thank you. Over to the champ, Oscar. Good to see you back. I think you missed us as much as we missed you, right? It's true. I mean, it's going through an injury like what you went through, and we won't get into all of that now. But just what was your mindset like, having to sit out those couple months and heal after your jaw was broken, the Scott Quigg fight in March of 2018?
Without a doubt, it was one of the most difficult times of my life. Having my mouth shut for 2 months was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. So that's in the past right now. I'm very focused on this fight. I'm 100% healed from that injury, and that's not going to bother me no more. So I'm just excited to get back in the ring. It's been almost a year since my last fight, so I've been training very hard now with my new trainer, Eddie Reynoso. It's been a great training camp, and I just can't wait to get in there and start again where I left off.
Eddie, when you got the call from the Espinosos and Team Valdez to see if you'd like to start working with him, what were your thoughts on the opportunity of him joining your team?
Cuando tuviste la llamada de Team Espinosa y Valdez para entrenarlo, ¿cuáles fueron tus pensamientos cuando te dieron la oportunidad?
No, pues yo creo que trabajar con un campeón mundial y más que nada con un deportista como Oscar, entregado totalmente al gimnasio y con gran disciplina, pues siempre es un orgullo estar trabajando con ese tipo de boxeadores.
Working with a world champion and an athlete that works hard as Oscar does, it's always a proud moment to become part of that team.
What are some of the things that you guys have been working on in training camp? Obviously, this is just your first fight together, and things don't get changed in one fight or overnight, but what are some of the things that were important to you to start working on when Oscar came to join your team?
¿Cuáles son las cosas que hicieron diferente para este entrenamiento? Sabemos que es la primera pelea juntos y que no todo va a cambiar rápido, pero ¿cuáles fueron las cosas que más importantes trabajaron para esta pelea?
Sí, como tú lo has dicho, no es fácil siempre iniciar con un boxeador que ya tiene bastante carrera. Creo que nos enfocamos mucho en los errores que se estaban cometiendo en las últimas peleas y aprender algunos aspectos ofensivos y defensivos que se le pueden prestar a él para no confundirlo y más que nada aportar algo importante en sus capacidades técnicas, ya sea ofensivas o defensivas.
Like you said, it's not easy to start working with a fighter who has a pro career already, but some of the stuff that we focused on was the mistakes he was making during the fights, and also adding some offensive and also some defensive skills that he's gonna get used to.
Oscar, this now being your 5th title defense, coming off almost a year layoff is tough for any fighter. But I know, just like you do, that you can't take any fight lightly. And although some people are calling this a tune-up fight, you have an undefeated fighter that's hungry, just like you were at one point to win a world title. So what performance does Oscar Valdez need to have on Saturday night to make sure you walk out with that belt?
Well, we had a great training camp, me and Eddie Reynoso, especially. I never take no fighter lightly. You know, there was a point where no one knew who Manny Pacquiao was when he came to the United States and had his first fight, and he became a star. So we don't know what Tommasone could bring. You know, so I will always be 100% ready for him or for any fighter because I take no fighter lightly. I have much respect for him. I have the same respect for all fighters inside the ring, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to come out victorious. But one thing in my mind is not take them lightly, go in there and just try to do. Keep on improving in my career, so I'm definitely focused in this fight, and I just can't wait to get in there and start where I left off.
We can't wait either. It's going down Saturday night. You will see these 4 fighters duke it out for 2 world title belts right here at the Star Ford Center in Frisco, Texas, starting live at 9 p.m. local time on ESPN. Todd, we have Russia, Mexico, Italy, Ghana. I mean, Bob talks about this all the time, the international flair. Great action to open up the card on Saturday night on ESPN.
Absolutely, and the level of boxing from all over the world is just elevated every year. I've been in the business 25 years, and it seems like greater and greater fighters are coming from everywhere. And it's really a credit to the amateur programs. It's a credit to the coaching abroad. And we have 2 incredible fights in really relevant weight classes that are exciting. And personally, I want to see Oscar back in the ring. I haven't seen him in a while. And it's not going to rain on me this time either.
Yeah, we're going to be indoors. So.
I'm not going to be wearing
I thought it never rained
an umbrella or ringside.
Oscar, let me ask you real quick. I know we have a ton of fans watching in Mexico, and if you could give a message in Spanish, I forgot to ask you about that earlier.
Simplemente quiero darle las gracias a la empresa de Top Rank, a Todd, a Bob Arum, a ESPN por esta oportunidad. Va más de casi un año de mi última pelea, así que estoy más que emocionado por regresar al ring. En verdad, la palabra es estoy ansioso por regresar y estoy contento con el trabajo que hemos hecho con mi nuevo entrenador Eddie Reynoso. Estoy muy agradecido con él por prestar la atención que merecemos en el gimnasio y sabemos que vamos a dar un buen espectáculo, pero más importante, sabemos que hemos aprendido muchas cosas en el gimnasio y tenemos planeados ejecutarlos este sábado, así que no se pierdan esta pelea, les prometo regresar con mi título a mi casa y pues bueno, yo también les prometo dar un buen espectáculo. Muchas gracias a todos.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody up here. We're gonna have you guys pose off for some pictures. Mikey's gonna direct you probably all the TV fights.